Hello everyone, I'm back again with another session of ISC specimen paper solution for chemistry for semester 1. The exams are about to start in November, but before we start with the solutions, I just want to share few lines with you which I read somewhere. It says, I want to inspire people. I want someone to look at me and say, because of you, I didn't give up. And I really mean it. That I just want to earn that trust from you all. And for that, I'm sharing this platform with you. Anyone who's having any problem in chemistry can always approach me online or offline. My contact number and my mail ID are mentioned here. You can always feel free to contact me because I want that everyone should do their best in their coming examination. So let's start the session. And in this session, before we start the specimen paper, I just want to share the timetable with you all, which the board has released. Your exams are starting from 15th November, as you can see, and it's just starting with your English paper 2, literature and English. Let's see where is your chemistry. Chemistry, it's lined here. Monday, 6th December is your chemistry paper 1. The duration of the papers is the same for all the subjects, 1 hour 30 minutes, and the timings are 2 p.m. So let's see now the solutions, that what the solution of the specimen paper has to say. Here is the specimen paper. Now the specimen paper says ISC semester 1 examination, specimen question paper, chemistry paper 1, maximum marks 70, time allowed 1 hour and 1.5 hours. You have seen the scheme just now. It very clearly says 1 hour 30 minutes. Candidates are allowed 15 minutes for only reading the paper. All questions are compulsory. The marks intended for questions are given in brackets. Select the correct option for each of the following questions. Now, before we start with the solution part, I just want to tell you that your entire question paper has been divided into 3 categories. Your question number 1 to question number 25 carries 1 mark each. They are 1 mark questions. Then from question number 26 to question number 44, each question carries 2 marks. Earlier, it was in the frame that these questions being of 2 marks, council thought if it will be a single part, then the child, if doing something wrong, will get straight away 0, because these are MCQs. You have to select the correct option. So to make student friendly, the council decided to have 2 parts, so that if one part is wrong, at least the student doesn't suffer for the second part and scores some marks instead of 0. So you have an option. Question number 26 to question number 44. Each question carries your 2 marks. And there are 2 subparts attached with every question. Then from question number 45 to question number 50, these questions carry 1 mark, but then their framing of the question part is different. These are your assertion and reason based questions, where they will be mentioning the assertion. To support the assertion, they will mention the reason. You have to choose the correct option which links the both. It might be correct, it might be incorrect also. So once we will come to question number 45, we will see that what we mean, what we understand by assertion and reasoning. But before that, let's start with question number 1. It says, Na and Mg crystallize in BCC and FCC structures respectively. The value of Z, number of atoms for the crystal is. So here the correct option is 2 and 4. Question number 2, it says colligative properties depend on. Again, the option is B. The correct answer, the number of solute particles in solution. Then question number 3, on dilution, the specific conductance of a solution decreases. Option C. Then question number 4, the flux used in the extraction of iron and from hematite ore is limestone. Option A. Question number 5, which of the following xenon fluoride of xenon cannot be formed? The correct option is D, XeF3, xenon trifluoride. Question number 6, the gas obtained on heating iodoform with silver powder is? It is option C, ethine. Question number 7, boiling point of ethyl alcohol is greater than diethyl ether due to? Option D is correct, hydrogen bonding, because your alcoholic functional group is OH, so it can easily form the hydrogen bond, whereas diethyl ether, the functional group is single oxygen atom, therefore it lacks the hydrogen bonding. Hence, the boiling point of ethyl alcohol is greater than diethyl ether due to the presence of hydrogen bonds in them. Question number 8. In a face-centered cubic lattice, atom A occupies the corner position and atom B occupies the face-centered positions. If one of atom B is missing from one of the face-centered points, the formula of the compound will be? Option C will be correct, A2B5. Question number 9. The standard reduction potential values of three metallic cation X, Y, and Z are 0.52 volts, minus 3.03 volts, and minus 1.18 volts respectively. The order of reducing power of the corresponding metal is? Option A is correct. It's Y, then Z, then X. Question number 10. If molality of the dilute solution of a non-volatile, non-dissociating and non-associating electrolyte is doubled, the value of molar elevation constant or ebullioscopic constant Kb will be? Your option D is correct, unchanged. Question number 11. Extraction of zinc from zinc blende is achieved by? Option B is correct, roasting followed by reduction with carbon. Why roasting? Because there are two processes. You must have done roasting and calcination. For this, we need to see the molecular formula of the ore. If it contains oxygen atom chemically attached, then we undergo the process of calcination where the ore is heated in absence of air. But if the ore is lacking oxygen atom, then the process of roasting is done, that is the burning or heating of the ore in excess of air. So your zinc blende is nothing but zinc sulfide, ZNS, which lacks oxygen. So option B is correct, roasting followed by reduction with carbon. Question number 12. The most powerful oxidizing agent is? Option A, fluorine, that is correct. Question number 13. During the course of SN1 reaction, the intermediate species formed is? It will be option C, a carbocation. Question number 14. Which type of defect has the presence of cations in the interstitial sites? It will be option C, Frenkel defect. Then question number 15. Reaction between acetone and methyl magnesium chloride followed by hydrolysis will give? Your option A will be correct, tertiary butyl alcohol, because your acetone contains two alkyl groups and your methyl magnesium chloride is a Grignard reagent. So your methyl group, another alkyl group is provided by Grignard reagent. So when this reaction is proceeding, the final product after hydrolysis will be tertiary butyl alcohol. It will contain 3 carbon atoms. It will follow the general formula of the tertiary alcohols, R3COH. Question number 16. If 5.85 gram of NaCl are dissolved in 90 gram of water, the mole fraction of solute is? Option C is correct, 0.0196. Question number 17. When zinc granule is dipped into copper sulfate solution, copper is precipitated because? Option D is correct. Reduction potential of copper is higher than that of zinc. Question number 18. The optically active compound is? Option B is correct, butane 2-ol. Question number 19. Chlorine reacts with cold and dilute NaOH under ordinary conditions to give? Option C is correct, NaCl and NaClO. Question number 20. Solutions which distill without any change in composition and temperature are called? Option C is correct, azeotropic. Question number 21. The reaction sodium alkoxide plus alkyl halide gives ether plus sodium halide is called? The correct answer will be Williamson synthesis reaction. This question is representing the name reactions of organic chemistry. Question number 22. Benzene diazonium chloride on hydrolysis gives. Option B is correct, that is phenol. Question number 23. The vacant space in body-centered cubic lattice unit cell is. Option A is correct, 32%. Question number 24. For a spontaneous reaction, delta G naught and E naught cell will be respectively. Option D is correct, positive and negative, or what it will be. Here you have to see that the spontaneity, generally when we are predicting anything, the answer isn't positive. But in the case of delta G naught, that is free energy change, standard free energy change, because it is G naught, the conditions are reversed. So option D is correct, negative and positive. The value of delta G naught should be negative and the value of E naught cell should be positive in order for the given reaction to be spontaneous in nature. Question number 25. A liquid is mixed with ethanol and few drops of conc H2SO4 is added. A compound with a fruity smell is formed. The liquid is, option C is correct, it is your acetic acid. Question number 26. Now here the question starts where each question carries 2 marks. That means each question has got 2 subparts. The chief ore of copper is copper pyrite, CuFeS2. First part says, how is the sulfide ore concentrated? Your option B is correct, by froth flotation process. Generally, all sulfide ores follow the froth flotation process in order to get concentrated. Part 2, copper is purified by electrolytic refining of blister copper. The correct statement about this process is, part C is correct. Pure copper deposits at cathode, because copper is a metal and we all know that cathode is negatively charged. Therefore, due to oppositely charged ions, the force of attraction is developed in the electrolytic cell and therefore your pure copper gets deposited at cathode. Cathode being negative and copper being positive. Your copper ions, they get reduced at cathode, they gain 2 electrons and change into metallic copper. Question number 27. The reaction CH3Br plus OH minus gives CH3OH plus Br minus. For the first part, it says the expected mechanism of the above reaction is. Your answer is B, SN2 mechanism. Then the second part of the question, the above reaction is, it will be part C, nucleophilic substitution reaction. Your S stands for substitution, your N stands for nucleophilic. Question number 28. For the extraction of metal, answer the following. The first part says the smelting of iron ore in blast furnace involves all the processes except. Your part D will be correct, that is sublimation. Then part 2. Which of the following metal is obtained by leaching the concentrated ore with dilute sodium cyanide solution, followed by treatment with zinc? Your option D is correct, that is silver. Question number 29. Phenol is heated with alcoholic KOH and chloroform solution. First part, what is the name of the reaction? Your answer is Reamer-Tiemann reaction, that is part C. Part 2, what is the main product formed in this reaction? The answer will be part A, salicyl aldehyde. Then question number 30. For IF7 molecule, the first part, the structure of the given molecule is, your part D is correct, pentagonal bipyramidal. Part 2, the type of hybridization of the given molecule is, it will be part B, sp3d3 hybridization. Then question number 31, ethyl alcohol when reacts with PCl5 gives a compound A. When compound A is treated with alcoholic KOH, compound B is formed along with KCl and water. First part, the compound A is, your part C is correct, that is C2H5Cl. Then part 2, the compound B is, your part B is correct, that is C2H4. Question number 32. Copper pyrite or chalcopyrite CuFeS2 is the main ore of copper. The extraction of copper from its ore involves concentration, partial roasting, removal of iron, and self-reduction. Your first part of the question is saying, on heating the mixture of Cu2O and Cu2S, which one of the following will be obtained? Your part D will be correct, Cu plus SO2. Then part 2 says iron is removed during the extraction of copper as. Your part C will be correct, FeSiO3. Iron silicate, it will be removed in the form of slag. Question number 33. Conversion of chlorobenzene into phenol. First part, which of the following statements is correct for the above conversion? Your part B will be correct. Heating with aqueous NaOH at 623 Kelvin under pressure followed by acidification with dilute HCl. Part 2, what is the name of the above reaction? It will be your part A, dose process. Then question number 34, with reference to XeF6 molecule, answer the following questions. Xenon hexafluoride. First part says, what is the hybridization of xenon atom in the given molecule? The answer will be part A, sp3d3. Then the second part says, what is the geometry of this molecule? It will be part A, distorted octahedral. Question number 35. An unknown alcohol is treated with Lucas reagent to determine whether the alcohol is primary, secondary, or tertiary. Your first part will be correct, tertiary alcohol by SN1 mechanism. Your question says, which alcohol reacts fastest and by what mechanism? So answer is part C, tertiary alcohol by SN1. Then part 2 of the question says, what is the chemical composition of the Lucas reagent used above? Your answer will be part A, anhydrous zinc chloride and concentrated HCl. Question number 36, ozone is prepared from oxygen. Your first part of the question says, which method is used in the above preparation? If it is ozone, the manufacture process, it will involve part C, silent electric discharge. Part 2, the ozone obtained above acts as a, part B will be correct, oxidizing agent. Then comes your question number 37. Copper metal crystallizes with face-centered cubic unit cell. If the edge length of copper atom is 361.5 pm, atomic weights are given in the question. First part says density of copper metal is, so the answer will be 8.93 gram per centimeter cube. These are all formula based questions. You can use your scientific calculator. You can input all your values and you can calculate the final answer. Then part 2, the radius of copper metal is, it will be 127.79 pm. pm is nothing but picometer. Question number 38. An aqueous solution containing 1 gram of urea, molecular weight 60, boils at 100.25 degrees centigrade. The same solution freezes at minus 0.894 degrees centigrade. The aqueous solution containing 3 gram of glucose, molecular weight 180, in the same volume of solution. The first part says, what is the boiling point of glucose? Your answer will be part C, 100.25 degrees centigrade. Then part 2, what is the freezing point of glucose? Answer will be part B, minus 0.894 degrees centigrade. Then question number 39. When 2 Faradays of electricity is passed through an aqueous solution of CuSO4 and an aqueous solution of AgNO3, atomic weight of copper and silver are given in the question. Your first part says the mass of copper deposited at cathode is, answer will be 63.50 grams. The second part of the question is saying the mass of silver deposited at cathode is, your answer will be 216 grams. Then question number 40. Gold has cubic crystal whose unit cell has an edge length of 407.9 pm. Density of gold is 19.3 gram per centimeter cube. Atomic weight of gold is 197 gram per mole. Avogadro's number is 6.02 into 10 to the power 23 per mole. Your part 1 says the number of atoms Z in a unit cell of gold is, your answer will be 4. How 4? You can always use the density formula, rho is equal to Z into M divided by A cube into 10 to the power minus 30 into Avogadro's number. The moment you calculate Z, and if your Z is what is representing nothing but your number of atoms present per unit cell. So the answer is 4, part D. Second part, the type of crystal structure of gold is, because your part D, that is 4, is correct. So 4 corresponds to your FCC lattice, that is face-centered cubic unit cell. So your part C is correct. Question number 41. A solution of sucrose, molecular weight 342 gram per mole, has been prepared by dissolving 68.4 gram of sucrose in 1000 grams of water. Kf for water is equal to 1.86 Kelvin kg per mole. First part says the freezing point of the solution obtained will be, your answer will be minus 0.372 degrees centigrade, that is part C. Your Kf has been given in the question, M is given, your weight of solute is given, weight of solvent is given. You can use the formula Tf is equal to Kf into molality and you can calculate the answer. The second part says the molality of sucrose solution will be, answer will be part B, 0.2. Then question number 42. The standard electrode potential for the reactant is, first part Ag plus electron gives Ag. Second part Sn plus 2 electrons gives Sn. Your reduction potentials are mentioned for silver and tin. Your first part is the E naught cell will be. So you will use Nernst equation and you will calculate your answer. Second part says the value of standard Gibbs energy, that is delta G naught. Your answer will be part A, minus 181.42 kilojoules. Your Faraday has been given 96,000 coulombs per mole. You will be using the value which is printed in the paper and you will calculate your answer. Question number 43. A metal has face-centered cubic lattice. The edge length of the unit cell is 404 pm. The density of the metal is 2.72 gram per centimeter cube. Avogadro's number is 6.023 into 10 power 23 per mole. Your first part says the molar mass of the metal is. Answer is part B, 27 gram per mole. Again, you will use the formula of density. Rho is equal to Z into M divided by A cube into 10 to the power minus 30 into Avogadro's number. You will calculate M, you will get your answer, and the answer will be part B, 27 gram per mole. Second part, the radius of the metal atom in centimeter is, your part C will be correct, 142.81 into 10 to the power minus 10 centimeter. Then the last question of the series, a binary solution contains 92 gram ethyl alcohol and 72 gram water. Atomic weight of carbon and hydrogen, oxygen, they are given. Your first part says mole fraction of ethyl alcohol is, answer will be D, 0.33. Then second part, mole fraction of water is, your answer will be part B, 0.66. Now from question number 45, as I mentioned earlier in the beginning, this is the last part. After this, question number 46 onwards, we will have assertion and reasoning based questions. So the question says the limiting molar conductivities for NaCl, KBr and KCl are 126, 152 and 150 per ohm centimeter square per mole respectively. Well, your first part says the molar conductivity at infinite dilution for NaBr is, your answer will be 128 per ohm centimeter square per mole. Then part 2, the law applied to determine the molar conductivity of infinite dilution is known as, it will be part C, that is Cold-Rasch law. Now from question number 46, we start with the assertion and reasoning based question. Your assertion says haloalkanes when treated with alcoholic KCN form alkane nitrile as a major product. The reason they have given to support this assertion is potassium cyanide is a covalent compound. Your answer is part B, where the assertion is true, but the reason is false. Then question number 47, assertion says iron is found free in nature. Your reason is iron is highly reactive element. So your part A is the correct option. Assertion is false, but reason is true. Iron is highly reactive element, but at the same time, assertion is wrong. Iron is found free in nature. Iron is never found free in nature. It is always found in the combined state, and the abundant ore in which your iron is present is your hematite, which is also used for the extraction of iron. Question number 48. Assertion says ethers are more volatile than alcohols having the same molecular formula. Reason is alcohols have intermolecular hydrogen bond. Your part D is correct. It says both assertion and reason are true, and the reason is the correct explanation of the assertion. So they both are balancing each out. They are matching each other. So that is the correct option. Then question number 49. Assertion says sulfur dioxide SO2 decolorizes pink color of acidified KMNO4 solution. Reason is SO2 is an oxidizing agent. Part B is correct. Assertion is true, but reason is false. Then question number 50, the last question of the paper. Assertion says sulfide ores are concentrated by froth flotation process. Reason is sulfide ores are wetted by pine oil forming the froth, while impurities are wetted by water. Your part A is correct, which says both assertion and reason are correct, and reason is the correct explanation of the assertion. So you need to balance out, children. The statement will be given as an assertion, and you have to see the reason which they have mentioned, whether it is supporting the assertion or not. At times, you can get a statement where the assertion is also wrong and the reason is also wrong. That can also be the correct option. So with this, we come to the end of the solution of the specimen paper. I hope this session, this video was fruitful for all of you. And as I always say, be the masters of your minutes. Time is very less. Anyone wanting any type of crash course, be any board, ICSC, ISC, CBSC, IB, please do approach me. In the beginning of my session, I have already shared my contact number and mail ID. Thank you and have a nice day.